All right, everybody. Good evening. Late Night Crypto Talk Bitcoin. Brandon here from Los Angeles, California. Going to get things kicked off in a minute. Go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. I see we have Darnell from the OKC, Mafoos, Shayna, Joctavius, Terry Moreno. Good evening, everybody. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestions, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get your return on investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make it happen? What vehicle of choice are you choosing? Make a decision, take action, and remain focused. There's so many things out there that can manipulate you in the space and distract you. You don't have unlimited resources. Now, this is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that is the most that you can ask for. All right, so let's go ahead and get things kicked off here. And I need to turn on my screen share so that you will be able to see what's taking place. We've got a couple of articles tonight. One funny article that's going on with Google. Also, Dr. Roubini, I covered him just a couple of days ago, a critic of the crypto space. So you should be able to see my screen about right now. Let me double check on my other computer. All right, there we go. So let me put this link in the chat box. Dr. Nouriel Roubini versus Bitcoin. Senate hearings breaks down his arguments. Why are they even listening to him in the first place? I don't know. But they brought him in as a crypto expert, and he's a crypto critic. So the United States Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs held an informational hearing today titled Exploring the Cryptocurrency and Blockchain Ecosystem. The speakers included Dr. Nouriel Roubini, Professor of Economics and International Business, New York University Stern School of Business, and Mr. Peter Van Donkenberg, Director of Research, Coin Center. Both gave testimonies on their stance on cryptocurrencies, followed by a Q&A session with senators. Now, this is interesting here. One of these guys are going to be on the right side of history, and one is going to be on the wrong side of history. They both think they're right. So Dr. Roubini had nothing good to say about cryptocurrencies. In no uncertain terms, Dr. Nouriel Roubini's testimony, who predicted the 2008 financial crash, the cryptocurrency ecosystem as full of scams, insecure, and useless technology. As CCN reported, Dr. Roubini has been extremely negative towards cryptocurrencies and the blockchain technology that underlies him. So he couldn't have me in his class. I had no problem challenging the professors. That's why I had to change my majors, business and political science. But if this dude was my professor and he's running his mouth like this, I'd have to stand up and say something. He held strong to the sentiment. During this hearing, though his comments did reveal a broad lack of understanding. Wow, how's that surprising? He had a lack of understanding in blockchain technology. A common thread running through his responses was that the current banking and fintech systems already solved all of the problems that blockchain tries to solve with even better outcomes. How does he even have a job? How can he even say that? His criticisms include only criminals and terrorists use crypto. That's false. Here's the fact. Less than 0.5% of every single crypto transaction has to do with money laundering or fraud. Yet at the same time, one of the largest banks in the world, one of their branches did over $240 billion in fraud in their one branch. That's more than the entire cryptocurrency market cap. So what he said right there is either a flat out lie or he's ignorant to the truth. Neither of them is a good choice. I'd rather he be ignorant to the truth. Then he says, mining is a huge harm to the environment. That's false. Cryptocurrency users want a utopia where payments are decentralized without government or authorities, which is utterly ridiculous. What world is he living on? That's actually true. If he predicted the 2008 financial crisis, then he should understand that it's because of that why Bitcoin was born. People are sick and tired of the banks and the governments. They let us down. See, who got bailed out from 2008? Was it the people? No, it was businesses and banks that were too big to fail, and they caused the problem in the first place. There is widespread corruption, pump and dump schemes, wash sales, etc. False. Most tokens are non-compliant securities. False. The SEC hasn't gone through and ruled on every single coin as to what their state is. They have only ruled on Bitcoin and Ethereum and said that they are not securities. And then we just had the CFTC just came out, last week? In a ruling that said that they believe all coins are commodities? So you just had the CFTC say last week, wait a minute, let's double check. Can you guys hear me? Because somebody is saying they can't hear me. Type in the chat box if you can hear me, type a Y. And someone logged onto my Zoom, even though I'm here on YouTube. Can hear me. All right. I can't do nothing about that, Gina Ray. Okay, what else did he say? Utility tokens take us back to the Stone Age with bartering. Even the Flintstones knew better than cryptocurrencies. They used clams for barter. Really? That is, you're in the Senate, you're a professor in New York, and you're going to use the Flintstones as an example? Most corporations have found that blockchain technology is no better than a database. False. No corporation or government would want to be on a public ledger. Really? Go talk to Australia right now. The entire government is going on a blockchain, and there's two parts of a blockchain. There's a public and there's a private ledger. False again. Every argument he made here is just false. So question and answer session. When asked if the world has benefited over the last 10 years since Bitcoin launched, Dr. Roubini said the world has not benefited at all. Tell that to the people in Venezuela who is eating off of Bitcoin right now. Tell that to Japan that they just licensed and made legal Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Tell that to Iran, who has figured out how to evade United States sanctions by using cryptocurrency. Same with Russia. Malta, the entire government, they're calling themselves the blockchain island. You have Crypto Valley in Switzerland. The richest people in China are now coming from Bitcoin and crypto. What is this guy talking about? He's actually saying all this at the Senate floor. Peter Van Valkenburg, however, provided an example where a woman entrepreneur in Afghanistan was able to start and maintain her business because of Bitcoin. Since banks in Afghanistan only allow men to open accounts, women are at a disadvantage, and this woman could not pay her employees because her husband stole the company's funds. Bitcoin allowed her to pay employees and keep her business running. Oh, that's one in many, many, many examples. Good evening, Mr. Stewart. Dr. Roubini said that cryptocurrencies are a huge loophole for criminals to transfer money anonymously. However, Peter Van Valkenburg said that investigators told him that they are delighted to track crimes on the blockchain because it fits perfect fidelity of transactions. This is easier than the shell accounts and international banking systems to find money laundering activities. He also mentions BTCE as an example for how authorities were able to track criminals more easily. Overall, Valkenburg provided valuable education to senators about blockchain, a skill that has made him popular. His accommodative answers stood in contrast to the attacks from Dr. Doom, Dr. Roubini's nickname in the cryptocurrency community. So they both gave their stance. You've had one guy that was against it, one guy that's for it. And then we got to leave it up to the congressman to figure out which one's telling the truth. That doesn't give me too much hope. However, we now have crypto lobbyists sponsored by Ripple that's making these congressmen change their mind because money always talks at the end of the day. This Dr. Doom is just a speed block or a speed bump that's going to get ran over on the crypto world. And he'll still be alive to realize just how wrong he was. I'm talking, he'll realize this in just the next 5 years, when his New York University is going to start offering crypto courses, and they're going to tell him, oh yeah, Dr. Doom, we're now paying your salary in Bitcoin. What's he going to say? No, I don't want it. All right, let's go to, speaking of Ripple, more Ripple news. And if you are an investor, and I say this, again, as a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, and it is up to you to do your own research, because that's what I am doing right now by reading this stuff. Ripple expands reach as one of the biggest crypto exchanges in Latin America lists Ripple. Okay, the last time a major exchange listed Ripple, Ripple skyrocketed. Let's look at the current market right now. Everything is in the red. It's like a free fall. So I do not advise buying anything. Oh, I can't say that. I do not suggest buying any coins right now. It just dropped $4 billion in the last 20 minutes. So it is in a straight free fall. Tether's in the green. We'll see how low this is going to go. Looks like Bitcoin seems to be flattening out just a bit. Ethereum is down double digits. All of them are down double digits except Bitcoin. Look at that. All the top 21 coins are about double digit in the red. Let's see any surprises here. Just the stable coins are in the green. So like 3 coins out of 100 are in the green. So the market's in a free fall. This is not a time to buy. This is a time you watch the market, wait to see it flattens out. Or if you do have coins, you move it from your coins into Tether for safe haven. Wait till it bottoms out, then move them back. But expect to see Ripple jump. It's at 37 cents right now, double digit down. Expect to see it jump once it falls to the bottom. Why? Because now you are adding it to one of their biggest exchanges, which means far more people are now going to have access to Ripple when they didn't have access to it before. XRP has officially launched on one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges in Latin America. This is another thing I do kind of understand it. If this were last year and any news like this, because there's been nothing but positive news about crypto. Any negative news outside of the critics, and they're going to do what they do. I haven't heard of any major hacks on an exchange that messed up the market, any company that went out of business. Quite the opposite. Yet the market still remains low. Why? Because like I said before, market manipulation. They have the brakes on this thing right now, no matter what the news is. It still, however, performed better than the stock market. Did you see the stock market lost like 700 something points yesterday? And I did read before that there might be a correlation. You know, when the stock market goes down, so does crypto. And vice versa. And that has always bugged me, because I would think when the stock market's going down, people are pulling their coins out. Where are they putting their money? I would think they would put in the safe havens, you know, precious metals, gold, silver, but also crypto. But that hasn't happened yet as far as on the crypto side. So Brazil's Mercado Bitcoin says its customers can now buy and sell Ripple as well as make deposits and withdrawals. The third largest cryptocurrency by market cap, Ripple is paired with Bitcoin. Mercado Bitcoin was the first crypto exchange to launch in Brazil and remains one of the largest across South and Central America. In addition to Ripple and Bitcoin, the platform also features Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin. All right, that's just a heads up. Whenever you see news like this, and this is major news, then demand for Ripple is going to rise. You're going to have more people that want to buy it, which means the price is going to rise. When, I don't know, because it's in a free fall right now, but I do, it will rise. So what I'm going to do, just say what I'll share what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch this and wait till I see it flatten out. And once it flattens out, I'm going to buy more Ripple and then sit on it. Let it rise back up. All right, now the last, it's actually 2 articles, but it's kind of weird because they both cover the same thing, and I want to see what the difference is. This one's by Motherboard. Let me put this link in the chat box for you. Warren Buffett is the CEO of Bitcoin, according to Google. Really? There is no Bitcoin company and no CEO, but Google is turning up incorrect results for the curious. This is why it's always, people say, well, am I going to pay for crypto education? I'll just go to YouTube and Google. Really? Let's say you know nothing about crypto. Somebody says, hey, you need to be educated in this space. And they say, I agree. And you say it's going to cost you $300. And they say, nah, I think I'm going to go get it free on YouTube. And you start Googling and YouTubing this, and Google pulls up, yeah, Warren Buffett's the CEO of Bitcoin. Do you think you're getting the right information? Do you think you can really trust Google and YouTube to give you the right information when they're already saying Warren Buffett is the CEO of Bitcoin? That's why we have KGX. One of the Bitcoin community's most intractable messaging problems is the incorrect assumption that any one person is in charge, a common misunderstanding for people who don't have much experience with open source protocols. There is no Bitcoin company, and it has no CEO or board of directors. That is, unless you ask Google. As Redditors first pointed out, and Motherboard confirmed, if you search CEO of Bitcoin or Bitcoin CEO in Google search engine, an information carousel informs you that the cryptocurrency has several CEOs, among them the chief executive officer of JP Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon, who called cryptocurrencies a scam in August, superstar investor Warren Buffett, who recently called Bitcoin rat poison squared, and MasterCard CEO Ajay Banga, who said cryptocurrencies were junk. So hold up. Not only is Google pulling up random names for a CEO who, and I'm going to Google it. Wait, I want to make sure they ask them the right question. What question do they ask? See, as a Reddit CEO of Bitcoin. All right, I'm just going to put in CEO of Bitcoin. They went and found the people that are the most negative against it. Bitcoin will continue to fall because there's no value in it. Former PayPal CEO Bill Harris. Who are the owners of Bitcoin? Let's see this. The Winklevoss twins. No, here are people with the biggest known stakes in Bitcoin. Winklevoss twins, Barry Silver, Tim Draper, Charlie Shrem, Tony Galippi, Satoshi Nakamoto, Uncle Sam. CEO of Bitcoin, ex-PayPal CEO, go to Bitcoin as CEO Coinbase, Goldman Sachs. Well, I don't see it actually, well, at least not on the first page, except for this article. Warren Buffett is the CEO of Bitcoin. All right, let's go back to the article. Google introduced information carousels that algorithmically attempt to answer a user's search query inside the search engine itself in 2012. The frequent and sometimes, as the Bitcoin CEO example illustrates, hilarious inaccuracy of similar features like Google's featured snippets is notorious and well documented. Entities in the knowledge graph and associations between them are automatically generated based on available information on the web, a Google spokesperson wrote Motherboard in an email. It's not always perfect. And when we're made aware of incorrect associations, we work to fix the error. Given that nobody really understands Bitcoin, Google surely isn't helping by telling people that some of Bitcoin's most high-profile haters are actually in charge. You know what? I don't want to say I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I believe that these same critics are neck deep in crypto investments. They just don't want you to know it. Basically, Bill Gates came out the closet on this one. We didn't forget 2014, he said Bitcoin can't be stopped. And then in 2018, he's saying, it's not really going to go anywhere. I'm with Warren Buffett on this. And then 7 months later, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation backs a startup company that's using Ripple on the Ethereum blockchain to help people around the world who have no access to bank accounts get banking information. Are you kidding me? After running his mouth against it all year, then he unveils, by the way, my $40 billion fund is going to be back in Ripple. Really? They should be able to, it's almost should be sued. Well, actually, Jamie Dimon did get sued and found guilty of market manipulation, saying something blatantly against what you're actually going to do. This other article kind of covers it. I want to see what this one has to say. This was Ethereum World News. Let me put that here. Really, Google thinks crypto is not real money, and Warren Buffett is the CEO of Bitcoin. No one doubts that Google is perhaps one of the most influential technology companies in the world. Its star product, the Google.com search engine, is the most visited website according to Alexa.com statistics. Being a tech giant, no one questions Google's influence in the opinion of users around the world. However, in the last few days, instead of generating positive vibes, Google has been distinguished for being the laughing stock of the cryptoverse, or at least for making a questionable image regarding its knowledge of this world. The first thing is almost impossible to believe coming from a company like Google. On the main page of its search engine, Google not only thinks that Bitcoin has a CEO, but also the list of Bitcoin chiefs is, to say the least, quite interesting. So here it's got Jamie Dimon, Roger Ver, Mark Caprice, Eric Voorhees, Patrick Byrne, Warren Buffett, Abigail Johnson, Ajipal Singh, Alfred F. Kelly Jr. If just Google thought that Bitcoin as a CEO, it could be a forgivable little mistake. But listing Jamie Dimon, Roger Ver, Warren Buffett, Alfred Kelly as CEOs is already something that many call either a joke or just pure madness. Just an example here are some of the statements that these Bitcoin CEOs have said. Jamie Dimon, I couldn't care less about Bitcoin. So why are you still talking about it? Roger Ver, BTC is something else run by a bunch of people ignorant of economics. You used to be one of them. Bitcoin Cash is the Bitcoin described by Satoshi Nakamoto, P2P electronic cash for the world. BTC is something else run by a bunch of people ignorant of economics. Yeah, that's Roger Ver. Warren Buffett says, Bitcoin is rat poison squared. Alfred Kelly, Visa CEO, I don't know it as a payment system player. Yeah, that's what Blockbuster said about Netflix. That didn't end too well. Ajipal Singh, MasterCard CEO, I think cryptocurrency is junk. Watch, next year you're going to have a bunch of MasterCards out there backing crypto. Google ad mining is a scam and cryptos are not real money. This is what Google says, their Google ad. Google has continuously stated that it is aware of these flaws. The learning algorithm used is constantly being refined, and although it has failed on previous occasions, its programming has allowed it to find the right answers in most opportunities. After hearing the news, the Google team has eliminated these results. However, the screenshots will remain for the memory of Cryptoverse as a fun episode in the history of cryptos and a notable example of how important it is for companies to debug a deep learning algorithm. Also, worse than a programming error is a conscious action. A Google ad refers to cryptocurrencies in a derogatory way, saying that they are not real money or even implying they may be a scam. Not only a character says cryptos are not real money, the ad shows a user who believes the popular Nigerian prince scam as the type of person who engages in the crypto mining industry. Remember this morning we read from the AARP? They basically told the seniors, yeah, only criminals engage in crypto. So if you engage in the Bitcoin, then you're a criminal too. That's basically what they're saying there. What this one is saying, well, the only people who get into crypto are people who will fall for the Nigerian prince scam. Really? If the advertisement was a joke, the truth is that a good part of the users consider it in bad taste for spreading a bad image of this activity. However, it could also serve to express the opinion of the company about cryptocurrencies, given the fact that they were once banned from the company's promotional services. Interesting. I read that one. China has 19 ways to kill Bitcoin. Crypto execs react. to Dr. Roubini's damning and disheartening. Okay, I'm going to save this one for tomorrow morning. What's the reaction to Dr. Doom? Dr. Doom. They need to snatch the microphone away from him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Late Night Crypto Talk. In 30 minutes, I will be doing a KGX presentation for those of you who want to further your crypto knowledge. One thing I can tell you is that if you have crypto education, then it becomes much easier to understand my crypto talks. You know what's going on. You know what's being said. The learning curve is gone. Get that crypto education on. It is the most valuable thing you can do in this space. Not buying a brand new Lambo or taking the free Bitcoin cruise somewhere or buying a house or a Tesla with Bitcoin. It's your education, because that can never be taken from you. And you're at the right place at the right time. So tonight, 30 minutes from now, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, on KGXglobal.info. With that, you guys have a good evening. I'll see you in 30 minutes. Bitcoin Brandon out. Bye-bye.